Hi everyone, this is Jen, and I am doing a reading for the Leo full moon on January 28th. So thank you for joining me. This is for all signs. It's a collective reading. So I did some meditation first, and I want to read what came through with that. I'll try to do that while I'm shuffling, but the cards seem to be coming out pretty fast. So I see you starting something new, learning something new. It could be metaphysical, but if it's not metaphysical, so tarot, Reiki, astrology, whatever, it's something that really feeds your soul. It's almost meditative. It inspires you. You feel better. Oh, you're completely present in the moment when you're doing this. It feeds your soul. It's replenishing and inspiring. And I heard stick with it, exclamation point, but very encouraging. And then I heard We Forgot About the Time, which is a lyric from The Music Never Stopped by the Grateful Dead. And this could relate to this new passion. Again, I mean, maybe for some of you could sleep through an alarm or something or be late, but it really feels more like getting lost in something, forgetting to pay attention to the time. You're so present and in the moment. Some of you may set up some kind of an account, a college savings, retirement. It could be with some stimulus money or planning on doing it with a tax refund or something, or some sort of money you may have received. If you've had a first impression of someone or an impression of someone, doesn't even have to be a first impression, they're saying. It could be whenever, but you know, we all do that. We put people in a box in a certain category, and people do that to us. And it could be friend zone, someone you friend zoned. Good Lord, how long is this going to... All right, I'm going to... Now it's personal. Okay, I guess you can kind of see that. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, so this could be really interesting. Maybe it's someone you've known for a while, and for some reason, you just see them in a different light. Something hits you at the right time. Maybe they invest in you. They help you out. Maybe they help you move or something. You know, that's a nice friend. I don't know. Or maybe you move into a new building or a new something. Maybe you move jobs. But I feel like this is still connected with the changing of a first impression. It could go the other way. You could be someone that once you got to know them, you're like, this is not a match. You may be considering going to a medium or a psychic. So I think a lot of it's a medium. Maybe you are interested in connecting with someone who's passed. This full moon, though, will be the light at the end of the tunnel, feeling like the sun is coming out after a long stretch of rain or gray, cold weather. Now they're saying, I don't think we were ever on this, but it says, let's go back to the sex. So if you and your partner feel sex or the passion is kind of gone, you'll be finding a way to spice it up. But it may be spurred on by a bit of anger, a spat or a fight. You know, fights are often, especially it seems like in couples or people you're close to, they're not necessarily about whatever you're fighting about. It's kind of something else under the surface, some sort of resentment or frustration. And so I see that what happens is you're really honest. You have that conversation that you've been avoiding because you're afraid the relationship could break up. But at the same time, if you don't have it, resentment may build up and it may not last. Or it may be some sort of a deal breaker or something. And then once this new level of vulnerability or intimacy develops, then you'll rediscover everyone. So Mercury retrograde for you, I'm not saying this is what astrology says. What I'm getting could be a kind of rediscovering of each other in a romantic way, reconnecting. Okay, that's what I got for the channeling. We have the cards out. Let's look at the bottom here. Oh, the Tower. Nice. Fantastic. So, some of you, the relationship, I don't remember if I read this. Did I skip over a part? If it's a volatile relationship, it will probably end. It'll be the final. It will just be, you'll know, there always has to be that moment in time where it's done. It's done. You know what I noticed is so interesting is there's a red flag. So it may have been, if you see a red flag or you're thinking, is that red flag behavior? Is that something I should be concerned about? Yes. But it shows you whatever comes crumbling down wasn't going to last, wasn't sustainable. So you have to kind of try to keep that in perspective because this was inevitable. This was going to happen sooner or later. Is that a cat? It's a cat. I'm trying to see yeah, it's a cat. The Tower is a breakdown, but a breakthrough. You had to kind of let your guard down or lower something. Or maybe you lowered your standards. You thought you were letting your guard down, but you lowered your standards and ignored a red flag. You won't make that mistake again. This sticks. You know how sometimes we have to make the same mistake over and over, and we just can't seem to. I don't know. It just hasn't stuck in us yet. This sticks. This isn't you won't do this again. But let's see how you recover because it's not making a mistake or having things go sideways. It's how we handle it. So the 3 of Wands is keeping things in perspective. It's looking at the big picture. Where have I been? Where am I now? Where do I want to go? And sometimes it seems like, oh, I've been single for a couple years. I'm always going to be single. But then if you look back and you think, okay, but 2 years you were in a relationship and then you were pretty actively seeing people for the 5, like, why, just because something right now seems like this is the way it's always been, it's always going to be. When you really look across, you realize that isn't true. So you're able to sort of turn that into excessive worrying and fear-based thinking to, you know what, let's take advantage of this. I remember complaining that I never had time alone. We have time alone, so why can't we appreciate it when we have it instead of always looking to greener pastures and thinking something external will fulfill us internally. The 3 of Wands is often read as your ships coming in. So so things that you've put a lot of effort into, any positive affirmations, hopefully they're positive, that you're putting out there, any creative endeavors you're really starting to see them, to come to light, to come to materialize. So maybe if you've had an idea about something, you're actually, like a book, you're writing it, an art, you're taking action on it. Because you feel like you know where you're going now. Woo, okay, passion. This is the honeymoon period. So you have to think about Or okay, everyone, these two people have read Caves, so I guess probably because they're fire signs. Remembering that the honeymoon period is a period. It's not supposed to last necessarily. It's not supposed to feel like the first day of school, the first day of whatever, your honeymoon night, the very beginning of a relationship. It's very difficult to maintain it at that level. I'm sure some people do it and that's awesome. I'm not sure if that's realistic. It kind of, some of it burns out and dies down. And which is okay, but it's like keeping that perspective. So when I look at the tower, that's like, it's almost like this dragon was on the tower and burned it down. I know that's a mountain, but so just maybe if you've rushed into things too fast or feeling rushed about something, just try to take it one day at a time and don't lose your perspective. Don't lose the bigger picture by getting so consumed in what's going on in the present. Page of one, 3 pages. Oh, well, this is the Leo. I mean, this is a Leo full moon, so that makes sense. Lots of fire energy. I think there's also I didn't really look at it very closely. Mars is doing something, so that's more fire energy. But the Page of Wands is that new beginning, a new inspiration, something you're enthusiastic about, taking action. Maybe you're really into your exercise routine or some sort of new path, phase you're going on, exploration area, that area of interest again. It's something you're really enthusiastic about, passionate about, curious about. Like you want to travel, to go to school, to learn about it, to visit it. Someplace you want to explore. Some of you could be planning on hiking like the Appalachian Trail, the Long Trail, the whatever she did in Wild, Pacific Crest Trail or something like that. Are going on some sort of excursion. It seems like it could be something like camping versus or park or something versus going into a big city where it's very crowded and lots of things are inside. There's a real sense of travel, of moving forward, of something really inspiring you. So I see when this comes out of the tower, it's, yeah, okay, something got shaken up but you saw things, that Leo sun, really clearly. It made things really, really clear. And you instantly, almost, it seems, made a decision that I am going to see this as the opportunity that it is. I am going to see this as an opportunity. And I'm going to use it to motivate me and to thrive and to be creative and to be more authentic and step more into who I am, leaning into who I am and celebrating myself and allowing myself to follow my passions. Okay, so that is your full moon reading for everyone. Thanks, and hopefully I'll see you at another one of my videos. Take care.